Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review, and this character review will be on Gold Mythic Chance the Trader. It almost sounds like Chance the Rapper, but I guess that's what they were maybe going for with the name. I'm not really sure. But we do have the final tune in the Lone Wolves Allegiance. It's been quite some time since we last got the last Lone Wolves character, which was Even Ghost. Definitely a really good tune, absolutely. And I don't know, can Chance the Trader, can he live up? We'll see. We're gonna find out pretty shortly. But before we begin, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into this character review, shall we? Chance the Trader, Lone Wolves. His trait is alert, his role is support, and his allegiance is a member of the Lone Wolves. Now, let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 11,534. His defense is 20,185. And his HP is 25,952. Now let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Ready to roll. The recharge rate is 66 AP, so that's the most. I mean, that's most normal for most gold mythic, so pretty standard. Revive 2 teammates with 50% of their max HP. All teammates get 40% attack for each Lone Wolves teammate for 2 turns. Okay, so this adrenaline rush isn't nothing too crazy. He's reviving 2 teammates with 50% of their max HP, which is not terrible, not like super OP either. Pretty good. I would still say Morgan, Unhinged Morgan, is probably the better of the 2 revivers. But if you don't have Morgan, Chance the Trader in this instance wouldn't be a bad option, honestly. Plus, he's gonna be, all teammates are gonna be getting 40% attack for each Lone Wolves teammate for 2 turns. And I would say it's probably in your best interest if you have a full team of Lone Wolves. And I would say, all of the Lone Wolves characters, I would say definitely have their uses. And in my last Rating With Me video, as you can see, I have 4 Lone Wolves teammates on my team. Philip, Blake, Michonne, Unhinged Morgan, Eva and Ghost, and minus, St. Patty's Day Rosita. Chance the Trader, he would work well on that team. But honestly, the revive part, I would say Unhinged Morgan is the better of the 2 when it comes to the revive, because he can revive 3 teammates as opposed to 2. But if you don't have Morgan, Chance the Trader is not a bad option. But if you have Morgan, it would be kind of a downgrade. But there's other parts of the Trader's kit that's pretty good too. And then the 40% attack for each Lone Wolves teammate is actually pretty good too. So overall, it's not a super OP adrenaline rush, but it's not bad either. So yeah, I think it'll work as long as you have a full team of lone wolves or mostly lone wolves. So I think it's I think it's good. I don't think it's like too bad. I think it's good overall. So let's go ahead and take a look at the signature move. Helpful odds. The initial cooldown is turn 1. 1 turn for the cooldown. Number of uses unlimited. One other teammate gets 150% attack for 1 turn. 20% chance 2 other teammates get 100% attack for 1 turn instead. 3 teammates recover from daze. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about this signature move. Again, it's not bad. It's definitely not OP. It's pretty good. Because one other teammate will be getting that 150% attack for 1 turn, or 20% chance 2 other teammates get 100% attack for 1 turn instead. That part, I mean, you know, it's whatever, it'll help. But the last part, 3 other teammates will recover from daze. Now, there's both positives and negatives with that. Let me go ahead and get the negatives out of the way. If none of your teammates are dazed, then obviously that won't work because nobody's dazed, which that's the only negative really, because daze stops you from using your signature move. So that's going to be good only if your teammates are dazed will that work. But you will be giving out attack to your teammates, so that's the one good part. So if you're gonna build a lone wolves team, you have 2 options. Either if you want your team to, let's just say if your team comes up against toons that can daze your toons a lot, Trader is going to be good for that. But if you want to dish out daze, They Who Wonder would be a good option. So it depends on if you want to worry about dishing out daze or if you want to protect yourself from daze, essentially. So there's no wrong answers. You're good with either. So yeah, I mean, again, the signature move is not bad. It's not OP. It's just pretty good. I mean, it's good. What can I say? I really can't say nothing bad about it, really. It's good. Just like the Adrenaline Rush, that's good. The signature move is good. So let's go ahead and take a look at his mythic abilities. Cunning. When attacking or being attacked, 30% less likely to trigger enemy weapon effects and walker effects. I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time talking about Cunning. Yeah, I would go ahead and level it up, sure. Although, for the Trader, it might not be the #1 most important one. So, let's see. Stun Proof. At the start of each wave, all Lone Wolves allegiance and 2 other teammates get 100% stun resistance for 2 turns. Okay, so if you are going to have a Lone Wolves team fully or mostly, there you go. If you if you're running against enemies that happen to stun you, that stun resistance, at least for the first 2, for 2 turns, that's going to be really great. So stun proof is already significantly better than Cunning in this case, in this particular setup. So that stun resistance for 2 turns, that 100% stun resistance, that's going to be really nice, because that's going to work a lot better than a mod would, at least for 2 turns anyway. So I would definitely recommend leveling that one up if you are planning on pulling for the Trader. Go again. When performing the defend action, a random damage roll teammate recovers from all negative effects and gets 50% AP. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that is... Damn, that's going to be pretty good. And you got to think about it. The Lone Wolves Allegiance has mostly damage dealers. Well, no, wait a minute. They have one damage dealer, because you know what? Even though Eva and Ghost do damage, they're not classified as a damage dealer control, but they do a nice amount of damage. So now that I'm thinking about it, the only classified damage dealer is Forsaken Michonne. Yeah, well, but still, if you have someone else other than Michonne that's on the team that happens to be a damage dealer, they potentially could get that benefit of having all negative effects removed plus 50% AP. But let's just say let's just say Michonne for a second. If Michonne is bleeding, or she's burning, or infection, whatever, if you perform the defend action with the traitor, Michonne is going to recover from those negative effects, plus she's going to get 50% AP, which, depending on the situation you're facing, she potentially, with that one simple action, she could get all of her AP without even having to kill anyone, which potentially that could be insane. Absolutely. So Go Again and Stun Proof are his two best mythic abilities. I would highly recommend leveling up for sure. Who Wants It? At the start of each turn, an equal chance that either this fighter or two other teammates get 50% Halo for one turn. Okay. That one's kind of a... I don't know. That one's kind of... It could be a good one. Again, it depends on the situation that you're facing, and if you have the traitor, that 50% Halo absolutely could make a difference. But here's the thing. Only if you don't have Morgan, unhinged Morgan, that is. I think Chance the traitor is going to be... I think he'll be a decent option, but I don't know. I don't think me personally, I don't think I would pull for the traitor. One reason is because I don't have the tokens to do so. Plus, I already have Unhinged Morgan, and I absolutely think Unhinged Morgan, without a question, is the better of the two. But the traitor, he's not a bad substitute at all. He's still a pretty good substitute, only if you don't have Morgan. But if you have Morgan, I would 100% go with Morgan. I know I'm talking about Morgan a lot. I know this isn't about Morgan, but I'm just stating the facts. But anyway, Who Wants It? You know, at the start of each turn, an equal chance that either traitor or two other teammates would get the Halo, 50% Halo for one turn. That's pretty good. Only if you don't have who must not be named. So I think Go Again, Stun Proof, and then Who Wants It, and then Cunning. I think I would go in what particular order I would level these up is number one, I think the most important one would be Stun Proof. That's going to be so great not to have to be worried about being stunned. So that's going to be good. Number two, I would go with Go Again. Number three, I would go with Who Wants It. And then number four, Cunning. I just think the last three mythic abilities are so much better on this tune than Cunning in this instance. But, I don't know, maybe you want to level them up in a different order. I don't know. However you want to do it, that's, more power to you. Now, we're going to take a look at his specialist skill, which is Command. When this fighter defends the previous allied to take an action this turn, they will receive a bonus action. that ally will not be able to act the next turn. So we know how command works. If there's a certain toon that has their adrenaline rush, but they can't quite go just yet, and normally they would have to wait the next turn, but with command you can just swipe the defend action and they'll be able to go again pretty much immediately, but you know, they won't be able to go their next turn because they already took their next turn. So yeah, so okay, so how I see, let's go with Chance the Traitor versus They Who Wonder. Okay, you got one scenario. If you're not worried about having your toons get their rushes off early, I would go with They Who Wonder. But if you want your Lone Wolves toons to get their rushes off a turn early, Chance the Traitor would be the ideal way to go. I don't think there's any wrong way to go. So far, if I was to pick between They Who Wonder and Chance the Traitor, I might lean a little bit more towards They Who Wonder, because I'm not necessarily 100% worried about getting my rushes off immediately. I know that might, that might sound, I don't know if controversial is the right word, but that might sound odd to some of y'all, but I don't know. I just think there's more in his kit, They Who Wonder's kit, that I like a little bit more than I do Chance the Traitor. But I'm not saying the Traitor is a bad toon. It's just a personal thing. But command, if you want your rushes to go off a little earlier, Chance the Traitor is the way to go, absolutely. Now, let's take a look at his weapon. Chance the Traitor's dual SMG. 40% attack, 40% HP, daze recover. At the start of each turn, this fighter recovers from daze. Improved 1535. Give 25% attack and give 25% attack and 35 crit to this fighter and all adjacent teammates. Okay. So, this weapon it's unique because you can't really craft Daze Recovery, Daze Recover. You can't craft that, so that third special is instantly very good. That means that even if he was to get dazed, Traitor that is, he's just going to recover it the next turn, which I look at that as a huge positive. Because if Traitor essentially can never be dazed, that means he's going to keep helping his teammates recover from daze, which is going to be a good thing. So like I said, if you're coming up against toons in war, raids, or whatever that happen to constantly daze your team, Chance the Traitor is going to really help out with recovering from daze, which is going to be really good. But if you don't consistently find yourself with being dazed on a consistent basis, then I don't know if the Traitor would be right for your team. But if you are constantly getting dazed, then the Traitor is going to help out a lot. Is going to help out a ton. And then, of course, improved 1535. That's really good. We already know how good that is. You can craft 1525. Or is it? No, it's 1535, I think. But this is improved 1535. I don't know why I'm thinking it was 1525. But you can craft that, I believe, not the improved one, but the normal one. The normal one is still pretty good, but obviously this one is better. The only thing I don't like about this weapon is the fact that, why does he have attack? I don't know why he has 40% attack. The only thing I would do differently with this weapon is I would swap that attack out for defense. I just don't see... He doesn't do any damage at all. Am I crazy? No, I don't feel like I'm crazy. Sometimes this game makes me feel like I'm crazy, but no, he doesn't do any attack abilities, so I would definitely swap out that 40% attack for 40% defense, and then you can choose what to do, swap in and out between defense and HP. You can go mostly on HP if you want to, but I would get rid of that 40% attack 100% for sure. I mean, I don't even think I would swap out this weapon just because of the dazed recover alone. Because he essentially can't get dazed, and even if he does, he's just going to recover it the next turn, which is absolutely insane. So, good luck trying to stop him unless someone is dumb enough to swap out the weapon, which that would hurt the character more than help. But yeah, the only thing I would do is swap out the attack for 40% defense, and then kind of go all in on the HP, or maybe try to even it out a little bit with the HP and defense. But other than that, it's almost perfect, except that 40% attack. That's so, like, why, Scopely? Why give him attack when that's his lowest stat? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. That's what I would do. Swap out the attack for defense, and, you know, I would just level up the defense and HP mostly. That's all you would need to do, really. And those golden SMGs, or they kind of look like Uzis a little bit, but those golden SMGs kind of remind me of a character from Grand Theft Auto: The Ballad of Gay Tony, Yusuf Amir. If you guys played that game, you know who I'm talking about. Man, he was definitely an interesting character. He's got the gold Uzis, a gold car, and then I think he even has a gold helicopter. The point is, Yusuf Amir, he was a really rich, one of the most richest characters in Liberty City during that game, and he was a pretty unique character. Even though he was super rich, I gotta be honest, he was one of the more likable characters. Even though he's got a ton of money, he can just do whatever with. And those were the good old days of GTA 5. Despite its problems with that story, GTA 5 is still pretty good. I just don't think that's going to be the case for GTA 6. I don't have faith in it, not at all. I don't know. I'll talk more about it in another video on why I think GTA 6 is not going to be as good, and why it's not going to blow away everyone like a lot of people think it's going to. This is not the same old Rockstar. They're not the same old Rockstar anymore. So, like I said, I'll talk more about why I think GTA 6 won't be as good as it could have been years ago. But I'm not really going to waste y'all's time here about that. That'll be in another video. But anyway, overall, I like the artwork of the trader. I like those golden Uzis, or the golden SMGs. And yeah, I really like the artwork. And the thing is, if you want to protect your team from daze, Chance the Trader is the way to go. But if you want to dish out daze and hemorrhage damage and disarming, They Who Wonder is the way to go. You really can't go wrong with either. Most people might say They Who Wonder might be the worst tune in this Allegiance, but I gotta be honest, I don't think there's a bad tune in this Allegiance if they're all in a team together. That whole team, is it going to be the #1 absolute best team of all time? No. But the Lone Wolves Allegiance teammates are going to work well together, no matter if you want to dish out days versus you want to protect your team from days. You could go either way. You cannot go wrong either way. Like I said, you can't go wrong with either wanting to protect your team from days versus dishing it out to your opponents. So either way, there's no wrong answer, and I absolutely love the gold and purple. It kind of reminds me of the old Saints Row. I mean, well before the reboot just a couple of years ago. I mean, like the OG Saints Row. That's what his like purple jacket and the gold remind me of, and also the gold SMG reminds me of that character Yusuf, like I was just talking about. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys for today. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Chance the Trader? Are you going to pull for him? And if you have, how are you liking him so far? And who do you prefer? Do you prefer to protect your team from days, or do you prefer to dish out the days against your enemies? And whatever else your thoughts are on him, let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Buck Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.